Well, it's coming up on 9 a.m., and it's Thursday, October 19th, and I am standing on the shores of Sunday Lake in Algonquin Park. There's a cute little lake just a couple kilometers north of Highway 60. It has 3 campsites, 1 island site, and 2 mainland sites. I'll be staying on the island site for the next 3 nights. I can see it right across the bay. And the first night will be solo with Mason, and the next 2 nights I've got 6 buddies coming up to join me. One buddy I'll be shuttling back to pick up tomorrow, Friday at around 11 a.m. from here to take to the island. And then Saturday there'll be a straggler buddy who comes in just for the 1 night. And he'll be paddling in solo, and he'll take the guy who I'm picking up on Friday back when we leave. So the plan is just to paddle across and get set up on the site, prepare for the arrival of the guys tomorrow. And later on this afternoon, weather permitting, I'll be doing a day trip over to Little Rock Lake, which is a lake just west of Sunday Lake. And it is a pretty little basin of a lake where I've seen lots of moose sign previously, but never a moose. And there's about a 700-meter portage that joins the 2 lakes, and it's a beautiful walk through there, so there should be a chance to see who knows what. So anyway, I'm going to get the canoe loaded now and head across the campsite, get set up, and then see how the day unfolds. But that's the plan, so better get started. We're coming up on 12:30 now at the campsite, and it is a windy day. I mean, when I paddled across here at 10:30, roughly 2 hours ago, there was barely a ripple on the water, and now, well, the tarp above my tent's getting one hell of a workout, let's say that. Anyway, it's nice to be set up. It's nice to have my bedding unrolled and the tent all set up because there is rain expected. But the plan now that we're established here is to head across to the mainland where there's a portage that leads into Little Rock Lake. I'm not sure if I'm going to head out at this exact moment because this wind is escalating, and I don't love paddling in an empty canoe with the dog. It's not far, but there's also no rush to go there. So I think I'm going to chill out at the site for the next couple hours and just wait for the wind to die down a bit, and maybe I'll make an evening trip into the lake. But I don't think I'm going to head out at this time. At least until the wind dies down a little bit. Anyway, it's a beautiful site. We stayed here last year. It's a known quantity, and lots of tent pads for the guys when they get here. So my job for the rest of the day is just to kind of get dug in and chill out and wait for the guys to arrive tomorrow. But I do hope I'll be able to make that trip across to Little Rock just as soon as the wind takes a break. Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll check in later after I've made the journey to the portage. Just got up from, oh gosh, maybe a 2-hour nap. I was exhausted getting here today. Woke up at 2:30 this morning and was just not able to get back to sleep. So finally got up for 3, hopped in the truck and just drove to get here. And so the first day can always be a little sleepy if you've got, trip, not anxiety, but excitement kind of keeping you awake the night before. Anyway, and look at this, the wind has just stopped. I was not windbound, I was tent bound. It was so windy here, like I couldn't sit outside. It was freezing, my ears were hurting, just the sound of the wind. It was like it was carving holes in my ears. It was loud. Now the wind's died down, but I'm moving campsites. This was a very unpleasant experience for the past couple hours. The wind got into every nook, every cranny. And, if this same type of wind arrives tomorrow, along with the rain that will be coming, it'll be coming down sideways and there's just nowhere to hide here. So we're going to head over to the campsite on the east shore, which is tucked in the woods. I was there years ago and I believe it's got enough room for everybody, but that's the plan. So I've packed up all my gear, just a really rough pack up, and I'm going to paddle the 500 or 600 meters it looks to be over to the far shore. And the wind has, it's a tenth of what it was 5 minutes ago. Anyway, the systems are rolling through, so I want to get moving before another one comes. There's some open water between here and there, not a ton, but I'm tired and hungry, so I don't want to muck around. All right, heading out now, and see you at the new campsite. The campsite on the island is not a bad campsite, make no mistake. It's just very exposed, and with the wind plowing in and the season and the rain expected tomorrow, it just seemed like a wet place to be, and also very exposed. So I'm very pleased that I came over to this campsite, which is flat, has a massive boulder against which fires are built that will reflect heat back and keep us warm around the campfire, 3 logs to sit on, and at least 4 tent pads plus a spot for the tarp. So this is a much better location than the island at this time of year. In summer, this site could be quite buggy, but obviously that's not a factor now. So this is where we are, and I'm all set up, and I'm feeling really good about it. Rain was threatening 100 times over today. There might have been a couple of drops. But system after system just kept plowing through, and when I was leaving the island, there wasn't a breath of wind, but by the time I got the canoe loaded, there's waves everywhere. Anyhow, it wasn't a far paddle, and I'm in a really good spot right now. So just gonna get some dinner on. I brought a steak for Mason and a couple for myself, little ones. And I am hungry and I'm tired, so tonight will not be a late night, but I've got enough wood for a small fire and a grill to cook my steak on, so life is pretty good right now. Plus, this and this. So that's it for now. I'm gonna get started on dinner, and I'll check in later after I've got camp chores done. Right, bud? All right, off to it. Good morning from under the tarp, and we're coming up on 9 o'clock now, and wow, what a night last night. Rain, a lot of rain, and a lot of rain this morning as well, but we were dry, everything was away as it should have been, so no emergency. A little bit of dread though, because I have to paddle back and pick up Lee from the put-in 2 hours, so he'll be waiting. Hopefully there's a break in the rain there, so it's not, a washout paddling across. But Mason's still in the tent sleeping, and I've got the coffee on, and trying to figure out where I'm going to place the second tarp, where the other guys' tents are going to go. There's going to be at least 3 more tents. And that sort of eats up all the areas where I might have put a second tarp up, so we'll have to see what that looks like. But in the meantime, there's coffee, so as soon as this gets going, and it is just beginning, I will be drinking it, and then waking up, and then tidying up a little bit and heading out to meet Lee and hopefully Dave and Mike also at the same time at the put-in. Dave and Mike have a canoe, so it's just me paddling back with Lee. Oh goodness, so that's the plan And now we just wait for this guy to work his magic. Hello. How's your morning going? Without doubt, mornings are my favorite time in the backcountry. And when I'm out here, I usually get up early and just listen to everything wake up. And even now, you know, the black-capped chickadees, the red squirrels, the crows, the ravens this morning, there's still so much activity out here. And I mean, I've gone camping in November when it's just crickets. And it seems to happen overnight. Just something happens, they all fly south or dig a hole in the ground or do whatever they do, but it's over. But it's not over yet. Even some of the color is here. And Sunday Lake is a good place to see it. The reds are mostly gone, but there are yellows and, you know, browns, I guess. Maybe that's the color everything turns after it's had its peak. Like us when we get old, wrinkly. But that's not happening today. Today is beautifully calm, which makes me now regret my decision to leave the spacious island campsite for this comparatively cramped one. But that's a decision I made, and you know, there's 2 more days of rain and possibly wind that could stick its head out. So this was the conservative choice, and that's where we are. Sunday Lake itself is a tiny, it's a small lake, and horseshoe-shaped. And I'm sort of at one end of the horseshoe, and we sort of camped at the island at the middle of the horseshoe, and then there's a bay at the other side of the horseshoe. So we are in the lee here, but I can see the lone rock that inhabits the water space between the island site and the shore, and it hasn't changed overnight. But there's light rain on the water right now, and it's just about 20 past 9. So I'm going to be enjoying this coffee and probably one to follow, and then hopefully taking a calm and rain-free paddle over to see Lee. I've just passed the halfway mark back to the put-in, and that's marked by what I call Sunday Rock, which is that lone rock with that lone tree that sits pretty much at the halfway point between the put-in and the campsite. And there is a very misty rain right now. I feel like I'm getting spritzed on high. And although I know exactly where this put-in is on the shore, as I look ahead, it might as well be invisible. It's just a canopy of shadows and low-hanging branches, and with the light today, if I didn't know where it was, I'd never know where it was. But I'm about a couple hundred meters out and looking forward to getting into the cover of the woods. And here comes the wind. Okay. Just to keep this drizzle off me, I have a rain jacket, but I never wear rain pants. I feel like I sweat in them more than anything else, but today it would have been useful, but not essential. And wow, the wind is really picking up now, just out of nowhere. It makes me glad that I changed sites the way I did. This morning I was regretting it, because this site is considerably more cramped, but it's also much, much more sheltered. All right. Can't wait for my breakfast sandwich. Thank you, Lee. Saves me making the breakfast I brought. Maybe we'll have it for lunch. Where are you, Portage? Oh, there you are.
Hey, grab a trip, please.
Watch the back end.
Giddy up, motherfuckers!
island's way better. Let's go to the island.
This is the site?
This doesn't look like a site to me. This looks like a portage. And that fucker tried to sell you on that prick. $100. Tried to get another $100 out of you. That's not your base. That's your fly, dickhead.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
It's my top. This is gonna be great.
It's already great. You're not gonna go over there and offer him any help?
Don't look at him.
I'm-
He's staring at things.
I'm pretty sure you helped me with mine.
Oh, fuck.
Even
Staring at things. He's just holding things, staring at them.
This is a fucking single. This is a fucking double. Newman!
That guy lied to you, dude. Look how small it is. It's like Dunn's Fisher Price tent. Except for you paid $400 for that. So good. The size of that tent.
Hey, you're not doing it properly. I think it's on backwards. Your fly's inside out.
No, that's the roof. No, the top, I think he called it.
The top.
you've
Top.
got it folded in half. You've got to
No,
yeah, there you
you're
go.
not doing it properly.
It's stuck.
The other
it's
way.
stuck.
The other way. No,
The
no.
other way.
The other way.
Oh, come on, dude. No, seriously. You've got it upside down. Lee, it's upside down.
Oh no.
I almost feel bad for
Look
you,
at the
Lee.
fucking birds.
Whatever you do not connect those two pieces. Oh no. No. Oh. Oh dear.
Have you found the words yet? You got them. Okay, you're good. You're good.
It can't be behind the tent because it's not big enough.
Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who's that? Who's that? Go get him. You didn't see us?
No.
Robert, more gear in your canoe. You guys need more gear in your canoe. Look how high it is.
This ain't no Jenny May.
It ain't not a Jenny May.
This is the prospector.
Hello, Gordo.
Cavler, good to see you. Hey, get out of there.
No, it's top of the morning to you, bottom of the afternoon.
It is now Saturday morning on Sunday Lake, and all of the guys except for one have arrived. The last one should be coming in, in the next couple of hours. Last night, darkness came very quickly. It is fall, and the rain. The rain's been pretty much unstoppable since we got here. Not heavy, but certainly steady. And last night, rain throughout the night, sprinkled throughout the morning, and just as of like a couple of hours ago, it's mostly given up. I can't tell if it's raining or if it's just existing water falling off of leaves, but it is a typical fall day here in Algonquin Park. Not a bit of sun, not bright at all, but misty and a little spooky and just moody, just kind of four seasons in one day feeling. Anyhow, the guys are just down the hill at the campsite by the lake, and earlier when hiking up for firewood, I found this trail. It's an old logging trail, probably. It runs pretty much parallel to the water. And it made, for easy access to get firewood and stuff yesterday, but I saw a lot of photographic opportunities when I was collecting wood and thought I'd come back and see if I couldn't, get some macro shots, the ground level shots, the tiny world shots, and just see if I couldn't capture some of that. It's challenging to film down at the campsite because there's so many guys there, and we're all packed in like sardines because it's not a big site. So I just thought I'd take a little break from all that and come on up here and see what kind of macro shots I can put together. So, well, let's see how that turned out.
Dude, I can't wait to take that fucking tent back to that guy.
It's gonna be satisfaction though.
Like, it's gonna be easier if you just
I
give
need
us the money
content.
back
You
for the
people.
tents.
You people
On
are
everybody.
content. That's all you are to me.
Right?
Fuck them. Fuck the corporate. Fuck the corporate.
How many years left have I got? 20 if I'm lucky? 20?
Yeah, you
We're not putting up
You're
with
high
this
up
shit.
on the man.
You don't know 20. Butler's gonna like
Pretty,
15.
Pretty glass half full
On the
guy.
outside. On the outside.
Buddy Dave. Oh, amazing.
You went away for 2 hours to do the camera business, and now you're doing the camera business again.
Leibowitz.
Please.
Well, we're coming up now on about 4 p.m. and it's been about 2 hours since I returned from high on the hill behind the campsite where I did some macro photography along what appears to be an old logging road. And when I returned to camp, it was great to see our 7th buddy showed up, and all the guys were gathered around the campfire and staying warm and having a couple of drinks, and some wine and cheese was broken out. So it's been a really great afternoon for the past 2 hours. But the weather has certainly taken a turn for the worse. We've had several fronts just bluster their way through. No rain with them, but I mean the wind will just pick up and then die down and pick up and die down. So anyway, we're in a good spot. We've got tarps up and we've got lots of wood for fire. Just hope the rain holds off. You know, this is our last night. It'd be nice to be able to gather with the guys around the fire instead of huddle under tarps. But whatever happens, happens, and really just so delighted to be here. I mean, the colors are well past their fall peak, but you know, even as the colors sort of descend into, you know, the muted tones that you see scattered all over the forest floor here, they're just so beautiful every step along the way, and really happy that I was able to make it up and get all the guys together to come up for this weekend. So another fall trip happening, and we'll be in the book. So just thrilled for that. Anyway, I should probably get back and help out with dinner, but that's where we are right now, and we'll have to see what the rest of the evening throws at us. Hopefully, not rain.
And Rich and I looked at each other like, time ago, all disappeared right when this guy's like,
Who's acting as a cast? It's keeping my bones together.
I honestly can't feel my foot.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Wine?
Yes, please.
Wine.
Yes, please.
They're gorgeous towns.
Blue Rodeo.
Yeah. They're big, small towns.
Yeah. At one time, very prosperous.
Yeah. Fucking sold the highway
Trigger
like
warning.
morons.
Now it just
Trigger
goes to
warning.
bondholders.
Trigger warning.
Booze.
Buy a chair. Right?
Wonder Woman. And she starts dancing, and he sits down in the egg chair.
What whiskey do you got?
There's a nice. There's some sweet.
Can you please
rum.
roll in?
Until he gets a real big lens out.
Just pull your pants down.
Ledge.
Ian, you look really tense.
Yeah.
Sunday morning and back at the put-in. Guys got up early this morning, maybe 7, 8 o'clock. Woke up to incredibly windy weather, rainy weather. There was snow coming down sideways, wet snow. So everybody was wet, everybody was cold, and everyone was very anxious and excited to, get in the canoes and make our way back across. However, when loading the canoes, we noticed that the fellow who came in, the seventh man who came in, was provided with a one-seater canoe rather than a two-seater canoe. In other words, like a solo canoe. And these guys are not small. So basically, we had to have one guy go back and shuttle the sixth man out without getting into the whole canoe breakdown. The bottom line was there just wasn't enough room for everybody in the canoes we had. So anyway, that was done, and the paddleback solo was extremely challenging for that individual, given the winds. The winds today are crazy. But he was successful, and everybody made it back, and we said our goodbyes, and the guys are on their way home. I'm just finishing packing up now, and I'll be heading out shortly myself as well. So anyway, this is the last of the canoe camping trips for the year, most certainly. Anyway, that's it. Another trip in the books, another guys' trip in the books. Always great to see these guys. Usually just 2 trips a year with these guys, sometimes 3. They're not always long, but they're always full of camaraderie and great times. And, I've known these guys since I was 18, 19 years old, and the fact that we still get together every year on more than one occasion to do these sorts of things is something I will always treasure. All right, well, that's it for me, and I'm heading home. Thanks for coming along.